Welcome back to the English Daily Podcast. I'm Anna, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host Jake. Today, we're diving into a topic that can truly transform your daily life, the power of gratitude. Jake, when you hear the word gratitude, what comes to mind?
That's a great question, Anna. For me, gratitude is simply the feeling of being thankful. It's when you stop and appreciate the good things in your life, whether they're big or small. But I know there's actually a lot more to it than just saying thank you. What does the research say?
You're absolutely right, Jake. Gratitude goes far beyond good manners. Psychologists define gratitude as a deeper appreciation for what we have, rather than constantly focusing on what we lack. Research from the field of positive psychology shows that people who regularly practice gratitude experience higher levels of happiness, better sleep, stronger relationships, and even improved physical health. It's remarkable how such a simple practice can have such profound effects.
Those are impressive benefits. Let's break this down for our listeners. First, let's talk about some useful vocabulary. Anna, what does profound mean?
Great vocabulary moment, Jake. Profound means deep, intense, or very significant. If something has a profound effect, it means it has a very strong and meaningful impact. For example, reading that book had a profound influence on my career choices. Another word I used earlier was appreciate. To appreciate something means to recognize its value and feel thankful for it. You can appreciate a person, a moment, or even a simple thing like a warm cup of coffee on a cold morning.
Those are excellent words to add to your vocabulary. So let's get practical. How can someone actually practice gratitude in their daily life? I think a lot of people want to feel more grateful, but they're not sure where to start.
That's such an important question. The most common and research-backed method is keeping a gratitude journal. The idea is simple. Every day, usually before bed, you write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be huge events. It could be a delicious meal, a kind message from a friend, or even just a sunny day. The key is consistency, which means doing it regularly without skipping.
I've actually tried this myself, and I was surprised by how much it shifted my mindset. At first, I struggled to come up with 3 things, but after a few weeks, I started noticing positive moments throughout the day because I knew I'd be writing them down later. Is there a psychological term for that, Anna?
Absolutely. That's called cognitive reframing or cognitive restructuring. It's when you train your brain to notice positive experiences instead of dwelling on negative ones. The brain has something called a negativity bias, which means we naturally pay more attention to threats and problems. Gratitude practice helps counteract that bias. Another useful word here is mindset. Your mindset is your general attitude or way of thinking about things. A gratitude mindset is when you automatically look for the good in situations.
That makes so much sense. Now, beyond journaling, what are some other ways to practice gratitude? I know some people write thank you letters or express appreciation verbally.
Yes, and those are both wonderful practices. Writing a gratitude letter to someone who has positively impacted your life is incredibly powerful. In one famous study, participants who wrote and delivered a gratitude letter experienced a significant boost in happiness that lasted for an entire month. You can also try a gratitude walk, where you take a stroll outside and intentionally notice things you appreciate, the fresh air, the trees, the sounds of birds. Another simple practice is the gratitude jar. You write down good moments on small pieces of paper, put them in a jar, and read them at the end of the year.
I love the gratitude jar idea. It's like creating a physical collection of happy memories. But I want to address something that might be on our listeners' minds. Sometimes life is genuinely difficult. People face real hardships like illness, financial stress, or loss. Is it realistic to expect someone to feel grateful during those times?
That's a very sensitive and important point, Jake. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine when it's not. In fact, researchers emphasize that gratitude is not about toxic positivity, which is when people pressure themselves or others to be positive all the time. Genuine gratitude acknowledges the difficulty while still finding small moments of light. For example, someone going through a tough time might still feel grateful for a supportive friend, a doctor's care, or simply the strength to get through another day. It's not about comparison or minimizing your struggles.
That's a really balanced perspective. Let's define toxic positivity for our listeners. It's a phrase that combines toxic, meaning harmful or poisonous, and positivity, meaning a focus on the good side. So toxic positivity is the belief that you should always maintain a positive attitude no matter how difficult the situation is. It can make people feel guilty for having normal negative emotions.
Exactly. And that's not what gratitude is about. Healthy gratitude coexists with all emotions. You can feel sad, frustrated, or anxious and still find something to appreciate. It's not about choosing one emotion over another. It's about expanding your emotional range to include appreciation alongside everything else.
Let's talk about how gratitude shows up differently across cultures. This is especially relevant for our listeners who are learning English to connect with people from around the world. Anna, how do expressions of gratitude vary?
This is fascinating. In some cultures, like Japan, gratitude is deeply embedded in daily language and rituals. The Japanese word arigato is used constantly, and there are formal rituals around gift-giving and receiving. In contrast, some cultures express gratitude more through actions than words. In many Middle Eastern and Latin American cultures, hospitality and generosity are common ways of showing appreciation. In English-speaking cultures, saying thank you is generally expected and valued, but the depth of expression can vary. A simple thanks is fine for small favors, while a heartfelt thank you note or a specific compliment like "I really appreciate how you always listen to me" carries much more weight.
That's a great cultural insight. And for English learners, mastering the different ways to say thank you can really help you sound more natural and sincere. Can you give us a few examples?
Of course. Beyond the basic thank you, you can say thanks a lot, thanks so much, or I really appreciate it. For more formal situations, you might say I'm very grateful for your help or I can't thank you enough. When someone goes above and beyond, which means they did more than expected, you can say I truly appreciate everything you've done or that means the world to me. And if you want to respond to someone thanking you, common replies include you're welcome, no problem, my pleasure, or anytime.
Those are practical phrases our listeners can start using today. Let's do a quick recap of the key vocabulary we've covered so far. We talked about profound, which means deep and significant. Appreciate, meaning to recognize value and feel thankful. Cognitive reframing, which is training your brain to notice positive experiences. Mindset, your general attitude. Negativity bias, the brain's tendency to focus on threats. And toxic positivity, the harmful pressure to always be positive.
Perfect summary, Jake. Now let's bring it all together with a simple challenge for our listeners. This week, try the 3 good things exercise. Every evening, write down 3 things that went well during the day and why they happened. It takes less than 5 minutes, but the cumulative effect over time can be truly transformative. That's another great word, cumulative, meaning building up over time. Small daily actions add up to big changes.
I'm going to take that challenge myself. And I'd encourage our listeners to share their experiences with us. You can comment on our YouTube video or connect with us on social media. We'd love to hear what you're grateful for.
Before we wrap up, let's reflect on the key takeaway from today's episode. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture. It's a powerful practice that can improve your mental health, strengthen your relationships, and even change the way your brain works. And the best part is that it doesn't require any special equipment or expensive resources. It's simply a shift in attention and a willingness to notice the good.
Beautifully said, Anna. So to summarize, we learned that gratitude is a deeper appreciation for what we have. We explored practical methods like gratitude journaling, gratitude letters, and gratitude walks. We discussed the importance of avoiding toxic positivity and embracing all emotions. We looked at cultural differences in expressing thanks, and we shared useful English phrases for showing appreciation. And we challenged everyone to try the 3 good things exercise this week.
That's a perfect wrap-up, Jake. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the English Daily Podcast and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. We release new content every week to help you improve your English while learning something valuable. Share this episode with a friend who might benefit from a little more gratitude in their life. Thank you for listening, and as always, keep learning and keep growing. We'll see you next time on the English Daily Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Remember, gratitude turns what we have into enough. Take care and see you next week.